Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's about the Virginia gubernatorial race, but, well, from a different angle.
Exactly. We're zeroing in on a press release from Trusted Echo. They're a communications agency.
And they're using their own framework called CIPHER, which is usually for, like, brand tracking.
Right, but they're applying it to politics now, specifically looking at Spanberger and Earl Sears.
And it's not just about prediction, it seems.
No, it's also about strategy, helping candidates, plan against their opponents.
So our mission today is basically to unpack this CIPHER thing, see how it works, what makes it tick.
Okay, let's get into it then. CIPHER. It's an acronym, right? Not just a name.
Absolutely. Each letter means something. C is for cognitive understanding.
Cognitive understanding.
Okay.
So, like getting inside voters' heads?
Kind of. Understanding the why behind their sentiment, not just the what. Deeper stuff.
Got it. And
Information aggregation, pulling data from, well, all over the place.
diverse sources. Makes sense. What's P?
Perception analysis. So how people actually see the candidates, their image.
Okay. CIP, then H.
H is hazard. Identifying risks, potential problems for the campaigns.
Right. Risks. And E.
Excellence. That's about performance benchmarking, measuring how they're doing against, say, past performance or competitors.
Okay. Benchmarking. And the last one, R.
Reputation tracking, keeping an eye on how public opinion changes over time.
So CIPHER. It really is a full package, applying that brand lens to a political race.
Yeah, and they talk about game theory implementation. That sounds quite strategic.
Game theory.
Okay.
So it's like chess, planning moves and counter moves.
That's the idea, yeah. Not just watching the race, but helping campaigns actively navigate it.
So where does all the data come from for this? It must be a huge amount.
It really is. They're monitoring social media, of course, online news.
Standard stuff these days.
True, but also print coverage, search trends, like what are people actually Googling about the candidates.
Oh, interesting. And website engagement, too.
Yep. Plus, they integrate more traditional data.
Like polls.
Public polling data, yes. But also historical records, voter turnout projections.
Wait, voter turnout projections. That's notoriously tricky. How do they manage that?
Well, they say they use a mix historical patterns, demographics, and real-time engagement metrics, trying to get a clearer picture of who might actually show up.
That could be really valuable. Anything else going into the mix?
Yeah, two more big ones. Campaign finance data.
Follow the money.
Exactly. Contributions, spending, fundraising events, and also research panels for more sort of qualitative feedback.
Wow, okay. That is comprehensive. So how do they actually analyze this mountain of data?
It's a hybrid approach. They use AI, for the scale of it, the number crunching.
Makes sense.
But also human analysts, people to interpret the nuances, the context, the strategic implications. It's not just algorithms.
So the big goal here isn't just to be more accurate than old school polling.
No, that's definitely part of it. They want to beat traditional polls on accuracy.
Well, there's more.
Right. The other half is providing that strategic foresight, giving campaigns actionable intelligence to, well, outmaneuver the competition.
Trusted Echo seems to believe this level of analysis is really necessary now.
Yeah, for these complex environments, political or otherwise, they think advanced tools are key.
And if you listening are curious and want to see more, is there a way?
They do mention a CIPHER dashboard. It's password protected, so you'd need to email them to ask for access.
Okay.
But they're also putting out, like, insight sound bites on social media, YouTube, and Instagram. Might be easier to check those out.
Good to know. So wrapping up, CIPHER looks like a really data-heavy, quite novel way to analyze a political race.
Definitely moves beyond just asking people who they'll vote for. It's about the why and the how and the strategy.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What
Yeah.
does this kind of sophisticated analysis mean for politics going forward?
Yeah, how does it change campaigning? Or even how we as voters understand the whole process?
Does having this depth of insight fundamentally alter the playing field? It's a big question.
And you can see how combining all these different data points could give an edge in, well, pretty much any competitive situation, not just politics, something to consider.